You cannot sell spirituality. What we're experiencing and what we're moving into in this new earth is not something that is based on the pattern of the old world. And what I see so many people doing right now is they get a taste of the awakening. They begin to become a little bit familiar with their soul, with their true self. They begin to do a little bit of work around deconditioning. And then they get to a particular point where they feel like they have to start making something with it. They feel this pressure to create something. And the problem is the only pattern that we have to create something usually only comes from the experience of what was. And I'm here today to tell you there is something coming that we have not experienced before. It's a surprise to the human race. It is something that is unlike what we have tasted and experienced before. So the flavor is not something that we can try to mimic or create again. It is something completely new that is coming into existence. And the minute that we try to take something old and simply put some new blanketed, some new lipstick on it and try to sell it just like we've done everything else, it's just simply going to be rejected by the energy that is emerging for the new earth. I'm not just trying to mumble jumble some things. I'm aware on TikTok and all these other places, even YouTube, people just are talking about leaving the matrix and awakening to the new earth. And it's all of this rhetoric over and over again. Meanwhile, people are continuously still trying to do commerce the way that it has always been. Friends, that's not what this is about. There is a completely new awareness of being that is manifesting itself in the world. And it is not going to be just a dressed up version of the old. That is not what is coming into fruition right now. As we continue to walk more into the fullness of what is happening in this new earth that is going to be fully coming into our physical plane in 2027, we have to know that we are in a shifting and a changing of time. And I understand that in that shifting and changing of time, there's a temptation for us to want to do things the old way because it feels a little disorienting right now. It feels a little bit like we don't know what to do with this information that is coming to us about the reality of our true self. And we're tempted to only do things based on the pattern of what was because we simply don't know how to be. Because we are so consumed still with our doing that we forget that the new earth is about our being. And so maybe that feeling within you that wants to just sort of commodify spirituality or your awakening, maybe that has something to do with conditioning that is needing to be undone so that we can make room for all of the brand new that is coming. And at risk of sounding absolutely arrogant, because people could easily say, well, Luke, you're a spiritual director and people pay you money and your living depends on spirituality and you're making YouTube videos and your YouTube videos have ads on them and you're kind of part of the problem that you're talking about. And to that, I would say, I'm not pushing anything on anyone. And I am extremely aware that the path is narrow and few will find it. I think it would be best to form an analogy for this. What I do is more like a tour guide for, let's say, the pyramids. I've never been to the pyramids. I'm going to go, but I'm more like a tour guide for the pyramids. If you, coming from America, if you're where I'm at in San Diego and you decide to fly to the pyramids to go tour, it would probably be a good idea to hire a local guide to help show you around and help you see things that you would never be able to see exploring by yourself the first time. But you don't have to. You don't have to have a tour guide. And by the way, nobody owns the pyramids. Now, again, I don't know. I've never actually been there, but for analogy's sake, no one owns the pyramids. No one's charging an entry fee for you to go and to experience the pyramids. Again, maybe they are. I've never been there, but for analogy's sake, people are just making themselves available for you to show you the landscape that they know so well. And as a spiritual director, as a spiritual guide, making YouTube videos, all I'm doing is making myself available to share with you things that can help you navigate back to you. You are it. If anyone is trying to sell something for $11.11 and saying that this is going to be the thing that unlocks you, just know you are always the only one who unlocks you. The spirit within you is the only element of unlocking. Everything else is tool. I can be a tool and a resource in your life. Plant medicines can be tools and resources in your life. Scripture can be tools and resources in your life. Sanghas and churches can be tools and resources in your life. But let it be known, none of those are it. You are it. And anytime we try to sell anything to someone, saying that this is it that's going to unlock you. It's this course that's going to do anything for you. It's this book that's going to do anything for you. It's this church that's going to do anything for you. Just know that, yes, those can be great assistants, but they are not the actual essence. You are the essence. You're it. You're it. Anyone who goes and travels to go see a guru or anyone else, anybody who goes to a pastor in a church somewhere and they're going thinking that they can do something for them, a good clergy person, a good guru, a good pastor or a monk will always turn the person back to themselves. I don't have any secrets. I don't have any hidden tips. The secret is you've been it the whole time. You've just been looking everywhere else. And so my only role as a director or a guide is not to sell spirituality, but it's to help direct, like the word says, direct you back to you. And sometimes we need help with that because we can get mind effed. We can absolutely get twisted and turned around. We can sometimes be walking on a path and be like, my God, I feel like I've seen this scenery time and time again. Why do I keep walking in circles? And we need guides. And we need people and we need things to sometimes break that up. But let it be known, they're only assistants. You're the only one who can walk your path. You're the only one that can awaken. You're the only one who can know your true self. You're the only one who can do the work of deconditioning. You're the only one who can access the divine that is within you. And in this world, this shifting and this changing of age, don't be fooled by the gimmicks of people who are just trying to re-implement old patterns and old systems that are trying to get you to buy things that you don't need. Whether that's a course, whether that's a product, whatever it might be, let it be known. The secret is out. You're it. And again, at risk of sounding arrogant, I do have things available. I am working on a book right now. It's almost finished. I have a course, courses that are available and more that I'm making, videos that are available and more videos that I'm making, people that have me as their spiritual director, and I'm sure more people will come along as well. But let it be known, there's nothing hiding behind the curtain. The smoke and mirrors have dissolved. I'm available. but I'm not dependent. And the minute that you become available to the divine within you and not dependent on anything else around you, you, my friend, are on the right path and need nothing. When you come to that point of needing nothing, when you come to the point of needing no one, that's the point of full realization. Now, that leaves us to say, well, are we supposed to just, curl up in a cave somewhere by ourselves? Not necessarily. It's not to say that you don't need any of these things, or it's not good to have. I have mentors in my life. I have people, absolutely. I have community, absolutely. These things are good to have in our life, but let it be known, we don't need them. When we awaken to the fullness of the divine within us, we don't look to anything else, needing anything from it. We have a heart of contribution of how we can awaken within us and give, contribute. And it's the same thing. Like with those who want to sell spirituality, they want something from you so that they can build some whatever empire that's still existing in the old earth pattern. Prove themselves. Show everybody that they really found it. That's how you know somebody hasn't really found it, if they're trying to convince everyone that they've found it. Yeah. If you have to convince people that you're really awake, I don't know. You put the pieces together on that one. But in the same way, if they want something from you and their heart is not contribution for something for you, then that's probably a good indicator it's not real enlightenment. And in our own life, if we're looking around thinking what we can get from anything, what can I get from a pastor, what can I get from a director, what can I get from all of these courses and videos, there is something that you can get from them. And it's only one thing. You're it. And the true inner knowing of your being always guides. I love the line from Jesus. He says, the Spirit of truth will lead you into all truth. Jesus does not say that a church will lead you into all truth. He doesn't even say that he will lead you into all truth. He doesn't say the Bible will lead you into all truth. The Spirit of truth will lead you into all truth. That Spirit lives within you. And when we think we can buy the Spirit from anyone or anywhere else, it's the same thing. Here's my old school pastor self coming out. Same thing in Acts when the sorcerer, Simon the sorcerer, came and he wanted to try to buy the power of the Holy Spirit from them. And they cursed him. And it's interesting, they didn't bring conclusion. The sorcerer just said, brothers, please don't have what you said to me come true. And we don't know how that story ended. But what we do know about that story is that the power of the Spirit that's within you is not a commodity. And do not allow spiritual capitalism to rob you financially or rob your soul of its true purpose and essence. You have to use massive discernment and wisdom during this time of transition. Because this time from the old earth into the new earth, there are things that are going to be a little blurry because there's going to be this almost scarcity mindset that brings old patterns and tries to implement them into the new earth. And again, let it be known, it will not accept it. It's oil and water. So trust that what is emerging is benevolent and good, and it does not need anything from the past to justify it, to magnify it, to assert it. Practice being. Practice surrender. And if you need a guide along the way, there are those of us out here that are available. But the cat's out of the bag. It's you. It's always been you. It will always be you. Because the Spirit of truth finds its home in you. Grace and peace, and we will see you on the next video.